Superintendent Lee Moore took a hard line with the school committee on November 18th by bringing up issues regarding the color of Westford Academy seniors' graduation gowns in June. Unlike previous years, when women wore white and men wore maroon, members of the class of 2020 will all wear gowns of maroon in compliance with a recommendation by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to provide a safe and supportive school environment for all. While it's early in the year to order gowns for next spring, Westford Academy Principal James Antonelli said it gets one of many graduation tasks out of the way early. Among Moore's issues was the $30 cost of buying the gowns, noting they cost $18 last year.
I was under the impression at the meetings that the students would have a say, not just for the 2019 class, but from that point forward. And it seems as though the class of 2019 brought this to the table. And what was the decision for them? A choice. They got to maintain the choice between maroon and white. And I guess my thoughts were, you know, these kids have all been in high school and all anticipated this. Why not start with the incoming freshmen so that they know when they enter the school, it will no longer be a choice when you graduate. It will be a maroon cap and gown. And nothing was ever thrown back to the kids. Nothing was ever thrown to the parents. I don't know about the faculty. I don't work there. I was at other meetings where changing the start time, all sorts of surveys are put out there. Busing, all sorts of surveys are put out there. Surveys are put out for big things, but with a little thing like this, which it is very big in their eyes for the seniors, no survey, nothing. And I understand what the state is, they're requiring, and that was met last year through a choice, if I understand correctly, through all my knowledge and reading. And no one was dictated based on gender what cap and gown color to wear. One of the concerns of yours, Megan, was the financial burden. Do you remember that with the white dresses?
Yep, I do.
Okay. This year the caps and gowns went from $18 to $35. They'll never wear that again.
I was just asking Jim that actually because I had heard that it was a different company that we've moved to, and
regardless,
Jim was
it
explaining
went
that.
from, right, and I did speak to Mr. Antonelli on this last week.
Yeah.
And he did explain that to me. But as a school committee member, that was a big concern of yours. There were about 4 topics of concerns that you guys came together with to come to this conclusion and your recommendation, because I followed this all the way through. And that was one of 4.
You're right. I did mention that in regards to the
And it
equity.
wasn't even mandatory.
What wasn't
Wearing a white
mandatory?
dress. It's not mandatory. You can wear a black dress, you can wear
Oh
an
no,
orange
of course
dress.
it's not
Right.
mandatory. It was just more
This is
sort of
more-
what had happened along the way, and what we had noticed was sort of
Right.
the trend and the expectation that female students would probably feel.
This is now not a choice.
The cap and gown color.
Right.
Oh, correct.
Right, and it's twice the cost.
But Antonelli, who was at the meeting to highlight his school improvement plan, explained the reason for the increase.
So let me answer a couple questions first while I have you as a captive audience in regards to cap and gown cost and so forth.
Okay.
And that way you can hear it right from me. Last year we worked with a company that didn't work out so well. We'd had a company for over 40 years, and the same gentleman showed up like clockwork and did an outstanding job for us. His name was Vince Ball, and I had a great relationship with him. Gentleman came in last year and didn't do the same job for the last 2 years. And so we went with Jostens. Jostens does our rings, and they also came in and offered to do caps and gowns. And we have a really good relationship with Ryan Ford, and he does a terrific job for us. So we went with the one color. We came up with the stole. It says on one side, it's got the Westford Academy seal. It's a nice silvery gray with maroon seal, and on the left side says class of 2020. And so we felt that was a nice accent to, and several students had seen that. And the cost differential, the cost of the cap and gown has been $20, $18 for as long as I've been at Westford Academy, 26 years. So there is a change, but I did email the parents on 2 things on Friday. I said, if you're having a hard time with the deadline, which is the end of the month, no problem, we can work with you, and we can also scholarship the stole to make it basically the same cost. We received some money back from school pictures, so I'd be able to do that. I haven't received any emails as of yet, and I did give them my direct email to get in touch with me if there's any scholarship issues based on financial concerns.
Other agenda topics included superintendent and assistant superintendent updates, 5th grade camp, budget and enrollment, and a personnel update. I'm Joyce Polino Crane, and you're watching WestfordCAT News.